Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I got my hair to be this voluminous, cute blowout. So if you want to see how I transform my hair, just stay tuned. Starting off with supplies, first you'll need a brush. I like to use the brush, and then you'll need your styling brushes. So I love the Olivia Garden brushes, and some clips, spray bottle, Olaplex number 6, 7, and 9. These are going to be the key to having a great blowout that will last. Then I use the Unite oil when I'm done with my blowout, and of course the star of the show, your BaByliss Pro Titanium dryer. I think you could probably get away with any old dryer, but this one is the one that I use. Starting off with freshly washed hair, I definitely make sure to shampoo my hair at least twice before doing a blowout. That way I know it's nice and clean. And then I'll go in and start detangling my hair section by section. This is very important. You don't want any tangles in your hair before you start this process. I start off with Olaplex number 9. This one is going to make sure that you have a good heat protectant on your hair. Blowing my hair out, I feel like it's definitely less damage than using a flat iron, but it still has the potential to damage the hair with the heat, so I make sure to use my Olaplex number 9. Then I mix together my Olaplex number 7 and 6. These two combined make sure that my hair is very moisturized before I go in with the blow dryer. It's very important that your hair is moisturized when you do a blowout. This is going to help your hair stay moisturized throughout the entire week or however long you're keeping your hair in this state, and it's going to keep your hair from grabbing the moisture in the air and making it frizzy. After putting the product all throughout my hair, I section my hair off into 3 big sections. And then in those 3 big sections, I tie off my hair into smaller sections. Depending on the thickness of your hair, you'll get the idea of how big the section should be. Then I just continue to make smaller sections based on the size of my brush. Here you'll see I've started to wet my hair. By this time my hair is dried out a little bit, and for my texture of hair, I need my hair to be pretty soaking wet when I do my blowouts. Here I begin to brush my hair and detangle it again with the round brush. It's really important that you use this brush to detangle as well, because you don't want your hair to start to snag on this brush when you're using the blow dryer, if that makes sense. You want to make sure it's detangled with this brush before you put the heat on it. Once I get a good size section, I make sure to put the brush taut on my hair. You need tension on the brush in your hair, that way your hair is straight and the heat from the blow dryer is what's going to make your hair straight. I'm also making sure to move the blow dryer around and not leaving it in one spot. That's what could have the potential to damage your hair. I'm going to show multiple angles of me holding the brush and the blow dryer at the same time, so don't worry if you don't catch it this time. But basically I'm just trying to blow dry my roots, then the mids, then the ends. Once you get towards the ends, make sure that they're a little bit damp, that way you can get the curl in your hair. If your hair is already curling up, it's not going to be easy to get that part of your hair straight. So make sure if your ends are a little bit dry at that point, just re-wet them with the spray bottle. Make sure that the blow dryer is angled down the hair shaft. This is going to help you get that straight look and make sure that you're smoothing the cuticle of your hair. If you're going in any other direction, that's just going to build frizz in your hair, and we don't want that. So make sure that that blow dryer is angled down. Don't be discouraged if you can't get it on the first try. As I said at the beginning, I've been doing this for about a year, and originally I was using the Dyson, but I found that it did damage my hair a little bit more because the heat, you don't have any control over where you're putting the heat. But with this method, you have control over where you're concentrating that heat, and you can move the blow dryer around a little bit more. As you can see towards the ends, I'm starting to build that curl. Ideally, my ends would be a little bit damp by this point so I can get a nice curl, but that's okay. I'm just curling and twirling the end of the brush. As you can see, my fingers are moving the brush around. That way I can get that nice big curl. Like I said, I'm no professional, so if the roots in the back are still not straight, I'll just take the round brush and hold it tight against my head, and then take the blow dryer and smooth it out as much as I can. The goal for me is not to get a super straight silk press look. I'm really looking for that voluminous curl, and this is how I achieve that. You really want to make sure that your hair is completely dry, because if it's not, that is what is also going to cause frizz. So make sure that your hair is absolutely dry before you move on to the next section. If it gets difficult to hold the big round brush, I'll move on to the smaller round brush. This helps with pieces, especially towards the front of my hair, or for some reason, sometimes it just is hard for my hands to hold the bigger one, depending on where I'm at on my head. So I'll just switch over to the smaller one. And if I want a bigger curl at the end, I'll just switch back to the bigger barrel when I get to curling the end of my hair. When I get towards the front of my hair, my roots are sometimes already dry. This is what you do not want, because it's going to be extremely difficult to get those curls straight if they've already dried out. So use your spray bottle, make sure that your roots and any other part of that piece of hair is wet before you go in with your blow dryer. That way you will have a smooth result. The crown of my head is by far the most annoying part to do. I re-wet this part of my hair and then brush it. I brush it straight up, that way I can get the most volume. Again, I go in with the round brush to detangle once more, and then here I'll take the blow dryer and dry the back part of the hair and then the front part of the hair. Your arms are going to get extremely tired during this portion, but it is what it is. Once I get my roots dry, I part my hair into two sections. That way I can just bring my hair to the side and continue blow drying it that way. Be careful not to burn your scalp. That's why it's important to angle the blow dryer downwards when you're blow drying. That way you can avoid your scalp. It's definitely happened to me more than a couple times. Piece of hair might be a little bit too big of a section to use, and that's a good example because some of the hair is spilling out the side of the brush, and you don't want that. That's also gonna cause frizz, so make sure that you're taking small sections, that way all of the hair fits in the brush. To get my edges as smooth as possible, I'll put the smaller brush on top of my hair with my thumb at the bottom and pull my hair very tight. That way I can get the hair as straight as possible, and this really helps to smooth out my edges without having any curl come through. I finish off with the Unite Argan Oil. This one is a little bit more lightweight than the Olaplex oil, so I like to use it to finish off. I use about 2 pumps. This might be a lot for some people, but for my hair, since it's so thick, I do use the full 2 pumps. And then throughout the week, I'll use a pump each night when I wrap my hair. Oh, before I go, I do want to show how I do my hair before I go to sleep. So I just take a silk or satin scrunchie and I'll literally just put my hair up in a bun. I'll usually do two because since my hair feels so silky, one of them always falls out, so that's good. And then I'll put on a scarf and a bonnet. So let me know if you guys like this style of video, and let me know if you have any suggestions or anything in the comments. I'm no professional. I've just started doing this like a year ago, so please let me know if you have any tips. But if you like how it turned out, please leave a comment and a like and subscribe. Thanks.